Hello, hello, hello. I tell you all, if there's not some kind of wild screw up on a Glow Live, it's not an official, uh, regular Glow Live. I got a text from Nora just a few minutes ago. I'm trying to get on my live, and she's saying, "Did you add the link?" And I added the link, but my phone has been messing up. As I told you all, I need a new phone. And it didn't upload. It didn't upload the live, so I had to go back in. Anyhow, we're here, and you're here. Whew. What a day, what a day, what a day. Hello, Graham, how are you? Graham says, my bride has started treating me like a god 99% of the time. She ignores me and only calls my name when she wants something. Ain't that the truth? Ain't that the truth? Aren't we all like that, Graham? Oh my goodness, look, I'm all discombobulated. My clothes are all on crooked and everything else. Whoo, buddy. Hey, Vaughn's in the house. Hi, Liza. Liza's here. Hello. Good to see you, Liza. That's Nora, one of my fabulous moderators' nieces. Our niece, Liza. Well, I'm doing fine. Hey, Barry, as soon as the live's over, I'm going to call you. I've been trying to call you all week and things have been coming up. But as soon as the live's over, hold on to your hat because I'm going to call you. Barry's saying good afternoon to all my globies. I'm on my way to the world's largest yard. I have been wanting to go to that for so many years. They used to talk about that on, I think, the Antique Roadshow and different. Oh, it goes for, I think, 3 different states. You just drive along this road all through Kentucky. Where else is it? What other states is it? I know it's Kentucky is one of the states, but it goes through at least 3 states, and people have stuff all out in their yards, and it's for like 2 weeks or so. Okay, next year we're going to do that, Barry. Next year I'm going with you to the world's largest yard sale. Oh my gosh. I'm so jealous. Happy for you. It starts this Thursday and runs for only 4 days. It used to go for weeks. Oh my goodness. So I will see if I will be able to sell. Oh, that sounds like so much fun. Oh my goodness. Hey Nora, how are you? One of my fabulous moderators, Vaughn, also Martina. Oh, all of you guys are in the house. Oh, you guys are on the job job. Graham too. Graham's at Will. I don't know if I'm going to even try that. Will Barabat. Will. Anyhow, he's down in Australia. Okay. Okay. Barry's saying the yard sale runs all along the way on Highway 127. Oh, Georgia, Tennessee, Kentucky, Ohio. Oh my goodness. Oh, I've been hearing about that for a decade or so and been wanting to go. That you got to take lots of pictures and tell us all about it, Barry. Hey, 63 clocks. Hello. Oh my goodness. Sylvie's in the house. Hey, Sylvie. Uh, I don't know if we're gonna have a lot of people in here today because the link, I thought it was up, but it wasn't. But hey, you know what? That's okay because the ones that are here are close to my heart. So I am glad to see you all here. Sylvie says, Barry, that sounds like an amazing yard sale. I know. No, I wasn't having Wi-Fi delays. It was it just wasn't, I don't know what happened, but my phone has been acting up. And even when I go to try and do thumbnails, it won't let me put the text in or add the pictures or modify it. My phone is 6 years old, and what I've been told is that they no longer do updates for it. So it's really been acting up and you can't anyhow. So I have to get a new phone. That's a mandatory thing that I have to now go get a new phone. But the phone that I want, the phone that's comparable to this, but a newer model, because they don't sell the older models, It's like $1,400. Do you believe $1,400 for a phone? And it doesn't even have what this phone has. This phone has where I can add a 400 gig, I think it's gig, but 400 something SD card, so I can get just an enormous amount of saved stuff. But to get they don't have that size. I think they may have a terabyte on the iPhone, but not on the Samsung. And as you go up in the amount of storage space, they charge you an extra couple $100 for each little bump or something. So it's going to be about $1,400. I just have not been able to pull the plug on $1,400 for phone, a phone that they used to give you for free if you just signed up for their service. So yeah, but anyhow, uh, Sylvie's saying that sounds amazing. Yeah. Barry says, I have so much stuff in my van and on a small, oh, you're even towing stuff with you, Barry. A small utilities trailer that my Sprinter does not want to go uphill. You are loaded down, Barry, I'm sure. It maxed out at 40 miles an hour and I thought something was wrong. Then my ears popped. Oh my goodness. Barry, have you considered going to I'm sure they have, what do they call those? Not yard sales, but swap meets. They don't have swap meets where you are. I know in North Carolina they have swap meets all over the place. So I'm thinking they must have swap meets where you are, that you don't have to go so far. You can just drive down the road and pick up, and sell your stuff. But anyhow, we'll talk more later after the live is off. Graham says, I started my new job as an apprentice bell ringer today. It was the first day, so they just showed me the ropes. Now, is this a joke, Graham, or are you serious? I never know when you're joking or when you're serious. Apprentice bell ringer. Oh my goodness. Okay, I get it. Oh, Graham, I'm going to put you on I'm going to put you in the corner with a hat on your head. Nora says, my buddies go to the elephant's trunk up in Connecticut. Huge one. Oh, I've seen that. That used to be on who was that? Laura something, Spencer something. She used to do a show and they used to have it at the elephant trunk where they would run around, they'd give people a certain amount of money, they'd buy stuff, redo it, and then see who could sell it for the most money. Oh, that was such a fun show on HGTV. Sylvie says, Graham Whitaker, you are in True Farm. Yes, he is in True Farm, isn't he? Oh my goodness. Nora says, Barry, won't it be wonderful if you go home with an empty cargo trailer? Good luck. That would be. I have a feeling whatever Barry doesn't sell, he's going to leave behind. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Let me know, Barry. Oh, I hate this little thing here. Let me turn my head around. I don't like looking at that. I know. I have these little quirks. What can I say? Hey, Brenda. Hello. Barry says, from your lips to God's ears. Janice is saying hello. Hi, Janice. How are you? Matt F. Hey, Matt. How are you? I'm doing good. How are you doing, Matt? Who else is in the house? CW Style 3 is in the house. Hit the like. Thank you, Martin. I always forget to say that. Hit that like. As you may or may not see, I'm still at my home base. That's a whole nother story. But we're going to be heading out. But I think I've changed the itinerary. But I decided, well, I wasn't going to tell you guys this till I got on the road, but I'll tell you all since you're in the live. I'm not going on my trip in my ProMaster, and I'm not going in this minivan here. I'm going in a different van. That's right, a different van. And I haven't taken it anywhere but around town. So I thought rather than take it although it did come here from across country, I want to kind of get used to it before I take it up in the mountains up in Denver because I was going to be heading to Denver and some other places. But I decided I'm going to still maybe be in the mountains, but not maybe as long or as far. I just want to do some testing and see how it comes under pressure and testing through some mountainous regions. And then also, I've been thinking about, um, I was talking to Lindy and she was saying, she can't go up to those heights anymore because of her heart. And I have had some challenges with my heart, nothing like Lindy had. But they recommend sometimes if you can to go someplace, stay a couple nights, then go up another 1,000 or so miles, stay another couple nights. And I don't want to have to do that on this particular trip. So I'm going to be, but I'm going to take you along with me and I'm going to whew, show you how we're going to be camping. And that's one of the things I said on the title here is that we're going to be hiding in plain sight because with the new rules and laws going into place, and I don't know how they're going to be implementing them all over. I It was nothing for me to pull up in a city, pull up at a neighborhood or industrial area and stay for the night and keep on moving it. Never had a problem. I'm trying to remember. I don't think I've ever had a knock on the door in my vans. I don't think I have. If I'm wrong and I've shared one with you, let me know. But I don't think I've ever. Now, what I did have, I was going into a shopping center one night really late, the parking lot, and there was a Cabela there, and I thought maybe I can park behind it. But even as I drove into the parking lot, a security came up to me and he goes, "You can't park here at night overnight." I was like, "Well, how did you know I was going to do that?" And he kind of looked at me like, "Come on now." So I had to crack a smile. But so I just asked him, I said, "Well, where do you think we can park?" And he told me some places down the road that we could. But that was the closest thing that I can recall to having what would be considered a knock on the door. But, and I don't want to start having them, but I think that it's going to be a challenge. I think it's going to be quite a challenge going through places now, especially places that may be popular. Um, with these new rules in place. But we're going to be doing our best to hide in plain sight. So I'll let you know how it goes. I'm even thinking of I saw one campground, although I didn't want to go to a campground. I definitely don't want to go to RV park, but it was $35 a night and it's kind of at a ranch where they have horseback riding. So I'm trying to do some things that will be fun for Jess because, being on the road with me is not her favorite thing in the world to do, let's face it. So, and I didn't really want to leave her with the house sitter. So, so yeah, so we're going to be, and she doesn't want to be in any of the footage. So that's going to be interesting how I'm going to film that. But I'm going to take you all and we'll see. This will be my first getting out on the road since July 24th when that new law or that new executive order came into place. So we'll see. And I'm going to be talking to, if I can, nomads on the road and seeing what's happening with them, you know. Um, uh, Graham's new Vaughn's on a roll. Graham says Graham's new. That's a good one, Vaughn. Nickname is Ing Dong instead of Ding Dong, Ing Dong. Oh, Vaughn, you're giving Graham a run for his money here. Have you ever tried these? Now, I'm not being sponsored by them, but I just like them. I went somewhere, someone's house, they had a party, and they had these, and I decided to try them. 0 calories, but they're infused with a little bit of flavor from. This one is blueberries or grapes or something. So, blueberries. These are good. This is good. I really like these, especially on an ice cold day. On this trip, I'm going to, even though I have solar and power in the van I'm going to be in, which is a minivan, by the way, Um, I'm bringing along a Jackery. I think I forget how many watts it is. It's over 2,000 though. I think it's 2,045 or something like that watt hours. Now, I had not Jackery has a great reputation. Don't get me wrong, but they had the older technology, so their lifespan was significantly less than the newer batteries that are on the market. But this past um, month, when they had that Amazon Prime days, they had the 2,000 watt, which is really, Jackeries are not cheap. They're among the more expensive units. They had that on sale, plus they had two 200-watt solar panels. They're some kind of special solar panels that they have. Plus and those sell for about $400 each, if I'm not mistaken. So that's $800 there. $300 or $400. I think it's $400 each. So that's $800, plus then the unit itself usually I think sells for $1,200 by itself. So that's $2,000. Plus, when I purchased that, they had a gift with purchase, and they gave me another small Jackery 300, which is the 265 watt, which I'm going to give away. But so, and that retails usually for almost around $300. So you got, or over 300. So 3 plus 8, that's 11. That's $2,400, and they had it marked down to, on their site, 11 something. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to try it with both of these solar panels, plus the 2,000 watt, plus the smaller unit. I decided to break down and get it. So I'm going to see how I like it. It's what I'm tell you, I know little things make a big difference. And I know this may sound like a no big deal, but it really is. Their cord is a really thick cord, but it's a bright orange. And I really like that because I'm always getting my cords mixed up with other, and then I have to figure out which cord goes to what. And I really like that it's bright orange. It stands out, so I know instantly that it goes with the Jackery. Also, I like that instead of having the handles on the side where it's kind of, you have to use both hands, they have the handle that's on the top, but it's not stationary. It folds down. So I really, really like that. The only thing I wish it had was on the top, that you could charge your phone on the top. It does not have that. But 2,000 watts, and I'm going to be taking a portable air conditioner with me. So, because some of the places that we're going to go, one of the places we're going to go, it's going to be possibly over 100 degrees. So I'm going to take this portable air conditioner with me. I'm going to see how it works. I'm going to see how it works, and plugging into the 2,000 watt Jackery, and we'll see. You know, can anyone on here figure this out? It's a 6,000 BTU unit. Does anyone know how many watts 6,000 BTU for an air conditioner is equivalent to? That's something I would like to try and figure out. But the other thing is, even though the Jackery is kind of heavy, I can still lift it, and I can still lift it with one hand. I mean, I can't lift it up high, but I can hold it with one hand. So, and they send you the cord where you can charge it into the wall, of course. So a lot of places that I've been traveling to where there's a library or something, they have outlets. So I'll just bring it inside, plug it in, and be using it and charging it, every day. And it charges pretty quickly. So it went, I think, from 27% to 100%. I think it was in an hour and 15 minutes. I don't know. That's the best of my recollection. But anyhow, I'm going to keep you all posted on how that goes. And if you saw my interview with Pascal, where I did his a tour of his element. If you haven't seen that, go over and see it. It's amazing. But he had a foam piece that came across the window, and he had the vent for his air conditioner, his portable air conditioner, that he stuck in a hole that he made. And I'm going to try and see if I can't do something like that. What I really would like to do is I'd like to have a metal fabricator get a piece of mesh of metal that has mesh, and then cut a hole in it and a slot on the bottom so it'll fit on my window and I can close the window and it'll be a tight fit, but that little um uh what do you call it, hose will fit out there. But I'm going to keep you posting, let you guys know how everything goes. So we'll see how it's going. But back to the comments. So that's what's going on with me. Let's see what else is going on with you guys. Let's see. I'm way behind on these comments, I know. Have I said hello to? Hey, Iris, Three Generations is in the house. Christopher John says, Gloria, it's Carol, but that's okay, Christopher. Everyone thinks it's Gloria. It's all going south fast. Yeah, it is. It is, Christopher. I see all the homeless in Muskogee, Oklahoma. They're completely unaware of what's happening. Yeah, I'm going to talk about that in a little while, but Christopher, it is going downhill. Um, and I did my video day before yesterday. Was it day before yesterday? Was it yesterday on some of the impact that I believe is going to occur as a result of this new. And I brought this up briefly in the last live, but I had not done as deep a dive as I wanted to be able to intelligently discuss it then. And I have done that now. So I think I can. But yeah, things are going downhill, Christopher. Um, who else is in here? Graham's new nickname, Graham, Graham, Grandma Ladding. I can't even say that, but you got a new nickname. Vaughn's gave you a new nickname. Hey Cheryl, how are you? I'm doing good. Speaking Truth 001 001. Hey, where is the world's largest yard sale? It goes through several states. It's Kentucky, Tennessee, Ohio. I forget the other state, but it goes through several different states. Um, Hey, one of the holy. That's my sister in love. I'm going to see you on the 14th. Oh, we're going to have some fun. We are definitely going to have some fun. And I'll be sharing some of that with you guys. Oh, my goodness. Uh, Christopher says, thank you so much for the show the other day. Unbelievable. Yeah, Christopher. People just need to be aware of what's coming down the pike. And I think I may do a video if you guys are interested in what I think, other than getting out and writing your senators, your representatives, and letting them know that your vote counts. I think that there are some things that van life folks, nomads, are just going to have to do. They're going to have to make an adjustment. Just not going to be able to do van life the way that it has been done. And that's going to pose a real challenge for many people. I have the air on in here. If it's too noisy, let me know if it's too noisy. But if it's not, if everything is okay and the air is not disturbing anything, because I can't measure when I'm talking whether I'm coming across clearly or not. But everything is okay. Give me a thumbs up in the chat here so I know that the air conditioning is not interfering with you hearing me. If it is, I will turn it down or off. Um, thank you, Linda. Thank you. Oh my goodness. Oh, I'm a little bit, like I said, I'm all sideways and cutty-wampa and everything else, but hey, it is what it is. Nora says, oh yeah, you can scroll up Seeking Truth because Barry went over all the states. Sheila says, I'm sitting here and just realized the time. Sorry, I'm in Coventry, Rhode Island. Hey, I was late myself, Sheila. What can I say? I don't, my, apparently my link didn't even get up when I thought it did early this morning. What can I say? Uh, my sister in love is one of the holiest saying hello to folks. Everyone is saying hello. Uh, But yeah, hey, Spirit Wind View, hello. Hey, Freddie Schaefer, I just woke up, so you are good in my books. Okay. Uh, I know. Amy says, me and my brother Donald, we keep phones for years. I have friends who every single year, when the new model phone comes out, they buy a new phone. So that's like, think about it. If your phone is $1,000, over 10 years, you've spent $10,000 on the phone, on a phone. I just can't see that. That $10,000, I could have bought a acre of land in some places in Arizona. I mean, when you compare that, I just don't, I just can't see it. I'm sorry. Um, Clara says, are you doing okay, safe and well? I am. I am. Clara, I don't live full time in my van. So some people, I don't know, I've said this to a lot of people, but some people still think I do. I've traveled between 150, 200,000 miles, somewhere up in there. So I'm in my vans a lot and travel a lot across the country, but I don't live full time. So I have the option, if things got really bad, to not go on the road at all. But I wouldn't do that because, I mean, that's just not me. You know, I have, no, that's not me. So I'm just going to have to make some maneuvering, you know. Thank you, Iris. Thank you. Hey, Judith Grace. Hello, hello. Yeah, Gaza. Oh my goodness. God is in control. He is. He is. Just prayers for those folks over there. That's a heartbreaking situation. Hey, Tina says, happy Saturday. Love your hat. You look great. Thank you. Hey, S. Geyer. I hope I said your last name right. Keep your phone and use the SD cards. Use the new phone as a hotspot. Hmm. I'll have to think about it because I have a hotspot already from Verizon. But my phone, the problem with my phone is a lot of the functions aren't properly working. That's the problem. Um, if my phone it glitches a lot of the time, it hangs up, it'll go for, I mean, it's doing all kinds of things. It's old and it won't hold a charge for very long because after you've charged it so many times, and I've charged it a lot of times over 6 years, it it's just wearing out. It's the hard on that. It is. I have worked the daylights out of that phone, and it is showing the signs of its age and wear. So that's the problem. I love my phone. It's the perfect size. I can see clearly. It has the note thing, so I can take that out and write notes. I love my phone, but it's just it's about ready for the boneyard. 63 says, yeah, that's a lot to pay for a phone. Yeah, that's more. No, yeah, yeah. What can I say? One of the holies says, those phone days of low price phones is long gone. I know. I know. And I lament that. Boy, do I miss that. Well, the truth of the matter is, the days of low priced almost anything. I was on YouTube the other day and I was listening to this guy. He was just singing the blues about how he couldn't afford to buy groceries for his family anymore. And people were on there talking about how expensive groceries have become. And it is so true. There was something, I can't remember what it was. There was something that I went to get it. Oh, I'm having a senior moment, but it was $10 and something. And when I went to buy it the last time, which wasn't that long ago, it was $7 and something. So it's gone up $3. $3 on a $7 item, that's huge. $3 on $100 item is not as big a leap, but $3 on a $7 item, yeah, and that's what's happening. Linda says, hope you find a good deal on a phone. I do too, Linda. I do too. Thank you, Liza. Thank you. Sylvie says they want you to store everything in the cloud so they can hold it at ransom. I don't even know how to use the cloud. I don't even know how to use the cloud, so it doesn't do me any good. Sylvie says, Carol, is this a joke, Graham? I don't. Yeah, I know. Hey, what can I say, Sylvie? Sometimes things go over my head. Hey, what can I say? Nora says the elephant's trunk is on property the size of at least one football field. Oh my goodness. I've gone to it and it's exhausting but endless stuff. I would have to be on a, a motorized something to go on that to go over there, Nora. I really would. Hey, oh, you're at the Encinitas Library right now. Oh my goodness, Jackie! If I'd known that you were there, I would have gone over and done my live at the Encinitas Library. Oh my goodness! Did you get the job at Encinitas, Jackie? Let me know. But hit me up on email if you're going to be at Encinitas, and maybe I don't know. I got a tight schedule next couple days, but maybe we can meet up at some point. But hit me up on email. Barry says once everything's sold, then I sell the trailer too. Oh wow, you really are coming back light, light Barry. Oh my goodness. Hey Lindy, Lindy's in the house from Lava Lindy's Awesome Van Adventure. Hey there. Sylvie says, Barry, sell the trailer, but what if you get a bunch more stuff to sell? That's the whole point, Sylvie. He's trying to downsize and get rid of stuff. He doesn't want to replace it and then haul all that stuff back to his place. Oh, you're making me shake my computer. I'm laughing. Hey, Sheila, how are you? Um, let's see. Everyone's saying hi to Lindy. Uh, Yes, I look forward to it too. It's I had already had it planned and then I changed it. I'm not going to that place. Then I made it another place and then we're not going to that place. So you know what? I'm not going to make any announcements. We're just getting on the road because we may get halfway to one place and decide to take a detour, or I may decide to take a detour and go somewhere else. I don't tell Jess because she has a very hard time with changes. I mean, is she around? No, she's not here. So she's inside the place there. But when she was little and she would be sitting in the back of my vehicle and I would come home and there was a certain turn I'd make before I got to my house and turn around. If instead of sometimes I would just go the other way, she would start jumping up and down and yelling in the back seat, before she could even talk. She would be yelling and pounding and pounding. And I was like, what the heck? And then I figured it out. She was doing it because I was going a different way. She's very, and people who are on the spectrum, some people are very tuned in to routine. If I get up in the morning, I say, okay, we're going to do this A, B, C, D, E. And we're going to do this first, this first, first. If we still do them, but I say, okay, we're not going to do this first, we'll do this first. We're not, wait. We're supposed to do this first. So, that's that inflexibility, that rigidity. And, I'm fluid. I'm moving all over the place. So can you imagine what that's like, having a really rigid person with a person who's always making changes? So it's an interesting dynamic, let me just say that. So I'm not going to say to her exactly where we're going. I'm just saying we're hitting the road because I don't want to have to spend an hour going through why we're not going A, instead we're going to B. But Patty, hey, 63 clock says sounds great. Yeah, I already saw that. Sorry, 63 clocks. Patty, hey Patty, how are you adjusting to being in Missouri? Patty says, Barry, I bought so much in a 6x10, or brought so much in a 6x10 tall cargo trailer to Missouri for my parents' estate to donate to homesteaders here because I couldn't stand for so many useful things to go to waste. That is so kind of you, Patty. Really is. I'm sure a lot of people will get a lot of use out of that. Everyone's saying hello to everyone. S. Geyer says, about 2 weeks ago, I went to Julian. Ooh, we were in Julian about a week ago and had the worst ear pain. Really, by going to Julian. My left ear was partially popped when I reached Lake Cuyamaca, and my hearing finally came back all the way about a week and a half later. Wow. Now, sometimes when I fly, well, not all the time when I fly, my ears pop, but they usually, by the end of the day after I've landed, they've come back to normal. But wow, a week and a half later. And Julian isn't that high up. Oh my goodness. We were in Julian and then we went over to Anza because I wanted to check out some property in Anza, but Anza is not for me. And Anza is not a place that I decided I don't want to do a tiny house community in Anza. I'll just leave it at that. Um, Lindy says, you have had a bunch of knocks. Oh, you've had a bunch of knocks on my door over the years. Oh, yeah, I know you have had a bunch, Lindy. And you don't really look that. You're not like a big, tall van, and you don't have stuff strewn all about and everything. And a lot of times you're at places where people know you. So I don't understand why they would do that to you. But yeah, and I was in my big ProMaster. So, I don't know. And it had the two vents on top for the maxi fans. So I don't know. I don't know, but I've just been lucky, knock on wood. Liza says, I wish I was in California with a sun hat. It is nice. It is nice. I had a friend who had called me last night and said, hey, give me a call. I've been trying to reach you. And I know she's an early riser. So I called her at 8 this morning and she was out. She says, sorry if there's noise in the background. I'm walking on the beach. I was like, oh my goodness. She recently retired. So she's out walking on the beach. Yeah, Liza, I'm telling you, come on out and walk on the beach with your sun hat. I know what you meant, Lindy. I know what you meant. Oh my goodness. Uh, Liza says, separate topic. What state is cheap with not too many natural disasters? The rent in Brooklyn, New York is outrageous. Well, folks, well, Mississippi is cheap. I haven't heard of them. I guess they do have floods in some areas, like where's that area in Mississippi that's near the water? But I don't know if you'd want to live in Mississippi. Mississippi, Alabama's cheap. Arkansas is probably pretty cheap. But those are, honestly, I have to say, those are areas I wouldn't want to live in. Now, I don't know if Arkansas has tornadoes or not. I think it may be partly in Tornado Alley. I'm not sure. But those are states that come to my mind. Parts of Nevada are cheap, but very desert. And then the Mojave Desert. I mean, if you want to look in any place like Arizona, Mojave Desert in California, places where there are deserts, very, very cheap. But you're going to have a problem with water and you probably have to get water delivered. So I would say, what are your top priorities, not just on price, but on quality of life? And what do you want to be able to access easily? Because if you want to be in an area where you're going to be in a desirable area near the beach, or you're going to be in an area where you're city, where you can just walk to grocery stores, hospitals, and have cultural events and all those things in any state, in any city where you have all of those amenities, it's going to be expensive. Now, not as expensive as New York, but still more expensive. Cheryl says, does she want to go with you, Carol? Well, when we were going to go to Mount Rushmore, yeah, because she said, I've never seen Mount Rushmore. But now that we're not going to Mount Rushmore, she's a little bit not really that excited, to tell you the truth. So we'll see. We'll see how this turns out. So I'm going to have to do some fun things. Probably going to have to find some zip lines and maybe do whitewater rafting. Although it's kind of late for whitewater rafting, the water's kind of low now, but so that'll suit me fine. It won't be as rapid. Whitewater rafting. I'm just gonna, have to find some things that are entertaining and fun that are not normally things that I would do, but things that she will enjoy. But I'll tell you, I if you guys are interested, I will take you on some day in the life on the road and show you as we go through the day what we're doing and where we're doing it. And let me know in the comments if you'd be interested in seeing that. Hey, Caroline Hannah. Hello, hello. Gertrude's van life. Oh, where are you doing van life, Gertrude? If you don't mind. I mean, I don't want to put you in harm's way by giving too much information, but where are some places that you've traveled? Let's put it like that, Gertrude. And what kind of van are you in? Thank you. I know. I love this summer. I love this summer. Wear my summer hats and summer dresses, and oh, I'm going to be wearing some shorts on this trip. Oh my goodness. Uh, um, saying hello. Cheryl says, selected my channel name. Now to learn about blogging and editing. 4 months till van pickup. Waiting for 1.5 years. Wow. Wow. Well, you know what, Cheryl? I would say get started right now. Um, One of my very good friends, Lisa from Outdoor Dash Travels, a while back, she did a whole series on KindMaster, and I use that, and I have a hard time copying and pasting. So if I can use KindMaster and have mastered it, it's got to be pretty simple. But she did one on iPhones and also on Android, and it's very, very simple, Cheryl. Very. But also, if you hit me up on Gmail, on email, Cheryl, I will send you over a couple of videos and a couple of channels that I think have some really good information um, on on starting a channel now, because a lot of the algorithms that were in place and that worked, and kind of the not the rules, but the little strategies that worked when I first started my channel have changed. It's an evolving platform, and especially now with AI, it's really going to be changing. But it's still simple, and there's still some basic things that if you do them, you will grow your channel. So if you want to hit me up on gloriouslifeonwheels@gmail.com, I will, and I probably won't do it till Monday, because after this I will be spending time with Jess. All right. But congratulations, Cheryl. That's exciting. Very exciting. Both the van and starting um your channel. I know. Yeah. Jackery only uses their own solar panels. And that's another reason why I hadn't purchased a Jackery. Because number one, like you say, Vaughn's, you have to use they're very proprietary. You have to use only their solar panels, and their solar panels are very expensive. And I already had other solar panels. So I didn't want to spend, $400 for a solar panel, plus, but then when they threw two in, not just one, but two, and not 100 watt, but 200 watt, and a separate gift of an additional solar generator. I was like, this is a deal. I don't know if I'll ever get another deal like this on a Jackery unless they give it to me for free. So, but I'll let you know how I like it. And so far, I haven't even used it, but I'm liking how easy it is to pick up. I'm liking how easy it is to charge, how fast it charges, the handle. I'm liking the controls. So far, everything about it I like. But now will come the real test. How will it run everything I need it to run? And we'll find that out soon enough. Um, uh, Everyone's congratulating Cheryl. Yes, it is good to see Lindy here. 63 Clock says, you're getting there. It will be here before you know it. So exciting, Cheryl. Yes, yes. S. Geyer says, while in San Diego, my friend surprised me with a solar fan. Ooh, to take back off the grid in Arizona where we're still getting 115-degree weather. Yeah, it's very hot in Arizona. And one of the places that I'm going to be going to is going to probably be, I heard it was about 100, it would possibly be 105, 107 there. That's one of the reasons I decided to bring the portable air conditioner. I really would like to. Um, uh, Pascal from Tiny Camper's YouTube channel, he did a review on two different portable air conditioners for RVs that you carry. They're smaller ones, and one of them, I can't remember the name of it, starts with a C. I really like. So I'll see, but I'm going to see how this one. It's kind of big. It's tall and bulky, so I'm going to have to make some adjustments in the fan to make room for it. But we'll see how it goes. We'll see in the van that I'm traveling in, not this one. Uh, Lindy says the watts on the unit should be around 800 watts. Okay, thank you, Lindy. Now I think it has an eco mode. So if it's in eco mode, I'm presuming it's going to go down. Do you think it would go down by half? Or what do you think it would go down by, Lindy? I'm going to try, and although I do have a, what do you call those cooking things that, anyhow, that electric thing, but I'm going to try and use as few electrically powered things as possible to save the energy, so I can use it for my solar, for the generator, for the air conditioning through the generator. But we'll see. We'll see. And that's another reason why I didn't want to take that as long a trip, because I want to test all this stuff out and see. Um, and sometimes if we're going to be up in the mountains a little bit, it might be cold at night. So we might also need an electric blanket or a thicker, because this, yeah, yeah, we're going to maybe need some other stuff. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Um, Hey, Lisa, I was just talking about you and how you have a series on how to edit on both the iPhone and the Android. And in fact, you were the one that taught me how to. Lisa sat down after one of my meetups, sat down with me, and for about an hour, we sat down and Julian had some pie, and she showed me exactly how to use the Kind Master app. And of course, I had to call her a half a dozen times or more afterwards, but I finally pretty much got the hang of it. On what system, Carol? I have no idea, Cheryl. 12 volt or 24 volt? I don't know. Okay, Cheryl, you're talking to someone who can't even copy and paste. So I have very little ability in that area. So which thing are you talking about as far as 12 volt? Now the van is 12 volts. But I don't know. You're going to have to be more specific, or maybe even ask Lindy. Lindy's in here. She knows about that kind of stuff. Um, Caring Mom. Hey, Caring Mama. Have I seen you in here before? Welcome to the chat. Caring Mom says, I had a portable air conditioner in my van. The vent tube got so hot it heated my van. I removed it. Try to have a very short or no venting tube. Well, if you don't have a venting tube, the hot air is going to come back into your van, wouldn't it? That's the whole point of the venting tube. What I've heard some people do, Caring Mom, is that they will wrap the venting tube in some kind of insulation. So that's what I'm going to see about doing, is maybe wrapping the venting tube in insulation to try and keep down or contain some of the heat. But again, this is going to be an experimental trip, and that's why I wanted to do this, to try all this, to experiment, to kind of get the kinks out in the first time out in this van. Reflectix, that's what I'm telling you, folks, it takes me a while sometimes to think of words. I guess I'm having senior moments more and more, but I'm going to wrap it in reflectix and see how that works. If anyone has any ideas on anything else I could wrap the venting tube with from the air conditioner that would keep it insulated. If you have any other ideas, things I could get at Home Depot or at Lowe's quickly, because I don't really have time to order something. But if you have something else, let me know. Gertrude's Gertrude's fan life said Van Life says, I'm waiting for Black Friday to purchase my solar panels. Yeah, Black Friday. I was trying to wait till Black Friday to get my new phone, but what can I say? But yeah, to purchase your new solar panels, that's a good idea. But they have had, I'm telling you, some of those sales that they had on Prime, Amazon Prime were, and and again, some of the companies, even though they were different deals, they had deals on their own websites that corresponded with the Amazon Prime, because they were trying to compete with that. Like the unit on Amazon Prime was $100 more, and it didn't have the same gift. So basically, I was paying $400, and I don't think it had. I think the panels were 100 watt, not 200. They just had a lot better deal on Jackery's website, quite frankly. Cheryl says depends on your system. Well, I have the system I have in the van is lithium batteries. So that's the system that I have powering the van. But the system on the Jackery is, the lithium battery generator. So I'm not sure what it would be based on your question. Hey, Miss Net, one of my fabulous moderators. Hey, says hi to my second family. I had to pull over from driving to join you guys. Well, I'm so glad you did. It wouldn't be without you and the rest of the crew. It would not be a regular Saturday live. Uh, Nora's greeting Miss Net, and let's see, everyone's saying hello. Cheryl says they actually make those, but you have to put down to fit your window. Yeah, no, I have one for my ProMaster, but I don't think it would have to be cut out, and I don't think it would fit the window here. So I'm trying to find one to fit this van, but I don't think I'm using a different portable air conditioner. The one that I had, the hole was too big to fit in the vent that I had. The vent was narrower than the diameter of the hole, so it just wouldn't work. So I may have to get a custom one. If I can find one that it would fit, I'll just have it cut out. I'll just have someone cut it out for me. Lindy says, there's at Kering, there's a fiber blanket reflective sleeve that keeps the heat out. Oh, at Kering. What is at Kering? I'll look and see. Do they have it? So it's a fiber blanket reflective sleeve. Okay, I'll look and see. I wonder if they have it at Home Depot. But that's exactly what I need. I need something that's already a sleeve that it can just fit into. That would be ideal, Lindy, but I didn't know that they had any of those. Okay. And you're saying that really works well, having that sleeve. I would think that it would. Maybe if I can't, I'll just make my own sleeve and maybe staple it together so it can slide it onto there. Thank you, Kathleen. Thank you. It's Grandma Llama Ding Dong. This is Pick on Graham Day, but sometimes he deserves it for all of his jokes. Hey, Linda Wilson says, how many people live in Skid Row? I don't know, but they say that there are over 700,000 people that are homeless, and that's based on what they're counting or estimating. So I would guess that it's at least 50 to 100% more people than that. So, yeah, this is going to have a huge impact, as I said, because first of all, they're not going to have the beds for that many people. And according to the content um, of the executive order, it, if I'm not mistaken, don't hold me to it, but I believe it said it estimated that 2/3 of the people that are on the street have either mental illness or substance abuse issues. Now, how they came up with that number, I don't know. But let's just say it's accurate. And let's say it's actually 800,000 people that are on the streets, which I believe it's more than that. Well, that means if it was 2/3, it would be about 600,000 almost, are at least 500,000 people. Where are they going to get beds to house 500,000 people for mental health services? They closed down all the institutions in California. I don't know about the rest of the state, or not all the institutions, but they went from institution model because there's so much abuse and everything else going on. They went to a community based model. And so they don't have the beds for, so the only solution, if they take all these people off the street and round them up, they're going to have to build facilities. And I see one of two things happening: them having tent cities, or something like, what's that, Alcatraz Alley or something in Florida, or these private corporations that run prisons will build facilities, and they will have a cash cow. They'll have a revolving door because, I mean, this hasn't, from what I can see, it has not been thought out. So you bring and you haul all these people off the street, and then you, at some point, you deem them healed, fixed, whatever. You put them back out. Where are you going to put them? You haven't built housing. You haven't provided affordable housing. So they're going to go right back to being in the same situation they were. They're going to go right back. And so it's going to be a revolving door. And the only ones who are really going to benefit are the fat cat corporations running these places, who are going to be bringing in billions. I mean, if I was trying to make a money grab, this would be a great plan. I mean, a great plan. But anyhow, oh, thanks, Vaughn. You guys don't hear any background noise. Thank you guys for letting me know. Hey, Anne from Australia. You're over there in Graham's neck of the woods. Welcome in. Welcome in. Cheryl says, coming into a new van that stinks. Uh-oh. Some say if starting van life with the changes, it would be all we know. So who knows? We'll see, Cheryl. We'll see. Where are some of the first places you plan to go? Do you have a place that you can park when you're not on the road? Are you going to be a nomad, being a nomadic, traveling around, or how are you going to handle that, Cheryl? I'm kind of curious to know. Vaughn says, Dash, I just left Ireland Road. Oh, Island Road. Okay, Island Road. Mark H says, sound is fine, Carol. Stay cool. Thank you. Thank you, Mark. Sheila says, I'm full time right now. I'll see how things play out. Okay, Sheila. I'm just hoping you have a full recovery. I know it's been slow. And how is your legal case coming along? I just pray for you that it's coming along well. Jackie says, my phone has no Wi-Fi. Oh, uh-oh. But can you at least make, oh, so you can't, well, the library has Wi-Fi in it. You can use their Wi-Fi to email, if Jackie, if you want. Mark saying hi to Vaughn's on a roll. Miss Net, thank you, is keeping Sheila in her prayers. Thank you, Miss Net, for that. Vaughn's a wait and see type of person. I think at this point, Vaughn's, we're all going to have to be wait and see kind of people. I'm predicting, I hope I'm wrong, but we're going to have to wait and see how it plays out. None of us really know, to tell you the truth. It's all speculation at this point, and I'm the first to acknowledge that. So we'll see. We'll just wait and see how it comes out. But I'm going to be a lot more careful, I tell you. I haven't had knocks, and I don't want to start getting them. And I especially, you guys know how frugal I am. I certainly don't want to start getting ticketed, or God forbid, my van get towed. Oh my words. Sheila says, I would like to hear the rest or continuation of your story, Carol, from working to the adoption. When, how did Vans and YouTube start? Okay, you know what? Maybe when I'm on the road, I'll talk about that a little bit. Um, maybe I will. I'll give that some thought, Sheila. Thank you for bringing that up. Oh, I tell you, I have done so many things in my life. It's unbelievable. And my family and friends used to crack up because they'd blink and I'd be on a different job. I would say, oh, or a different career. Or I would be, I was I was a foreman in manufacturing plants, from Caterpillar to, I mean, running crews of mechanics. I mean, yeah, me, mechanics and electricians. And then went to other plants, then built oh, you name it, we built it and wired them. And then before that I was a newscaster and peace officer. That's when I finally said, okay, now that was probably the most unlikely career for me. If you had asked me at 18, what are you going to be when you are 15, what are you going to be when you grow up, it would never have come in my mind I'm going to be a peace officer. I mean, it was the most unlikely career. But I went, and maybe I'll tell the story about how that happened, because I'm telling you, I'm the last person on earth who I would have thought, and who knew, ended up staying there. But by that time, I was 35 when I went into that. I was either going to go there or I wanted to go to the feds, because I wanted to be there long enough to get, a good retirement. And I decided, you know what? At 35, I need to quit hopping around jobs. I was just doing jobs and then when it was no longer fun, I do something else. Then it was no longer fun, I do something else. But at 35, I realized, okay, you know what? I need to now look at the long haul. I need to grow up and really get a job that I'm going to stay with. And no matter, if I don't like it, or if I decide it's no longer fun, or the supervisor pisses me off and I'm out of here, at some point I have to start looking towards my future and towards my old age. And at 35, I decided I better button down the hatch and do something. And that's when I made a career move. So we all have to grow up sooner or later. As much fun as it is to be wild, free, and carefree, eventually you have to grow up, or you pay the consequences if you don't. So, uh, Sylvie says, saw a homeless guy today out in 93 degrees with his dog. Wow, broke my heart. Dog looked okay. Man was just skin and bones. Oh my goodness. What happens to the animals if they go into treatment? You know what, Sylvie? I'll be honest. I never even thought about that. I never even thought about that. And for some people, their animals are truly their lifeline. If you separate them from their animal, they will go into a deep downward depression and spiral, because this animal has been there for them through thick and thin, through bad and good, or through bad and worse. And it's like this animal is like their best friend. Oh my gosh, Sylvie, I don't know why I didn't even think of that. That is such an excellent question. I don't know. That that is a good question. Uh, Lindy says, "Me too, Vaughn." Yeah, I think you mean wait and see. Yeah, we're going to all have to at some point. We can rail and rail and rail, but the bottom line is, eventually, it's going to come down to just seeing how it plays out. Cheryl says, these phones are actually made to only last a few years. I know. Isn't that a ripoff? They degrade, so after a certain point, and then they stop giving you upgrades. Is that a ripoff too? They stop giving upgrades for phones after they become a certain age. So they're basically telling you you need to get a new phone or you're eventually not going to be able to do any functions on your phone. That is such, they should outlaw that. Outlaw. They should make it so you can't refuse to give upgrades. But anyhow, what can I say? Um, yes, 63 clocks. Groceries have gotten, they are out of control, the prices of groceries. That's why I go to grocery outlet, shop sales, go to Winco when they mark the meat down the night before. Oh yeah. You have to do everything you can. Go to Costco, split some groceries. People are going to have to be grocery splitting at Costco and places like that, buying large or Smart and Final, buying larger quantities and splitting them among people. Vaughn says, I still have never paid $100 for an Android phone, by the way. Wow. But then you don't have a YouTube channel, Vaughn. See, some things really do have to have a good, since I don't use a fancy camera and all that other equipment, I have to have a good phone. I mean, a good camera on my phone. I have to have a great camera. I need it to be fast. I need, there's certain things you do need when you're going to have a channel. Christopher says, I just did a show yesterday on what $200 bought me in food at a Walmart. Oh, so what's the name of is Christopher John your channel? The name of your channel? I'll go over and watch that. I'm curious. Was it several baskets full? I already know the answer to that. No, it may not even been 5 bags through, depending on what you got. Oh my goodness. Sylvie says, "Hey, Lava Lindy's." Oh, so Sylvie's saying hello to folks. Um, oh yeah, double like butter. Ooh, well, eggs did come back down, but that's the only thing that did. I saw someone the other day who was railing about a gallon of the store brand orange juice was like 8.98 something. It was almost $9 for a gallon of the store brand orange juice. Oh my goodness. Christopher says, I can imagine how difficult it is for nomads to share food. Well, I guess if you're traveling together, or like if you're in Quartzsite, you could all go to Walmart and share. But if you're in a group or a meetup, you could do it, but you couldn't do it on a regular basis. No, you couldn't, Christopher. But for seniors, you could, if you lived in a tiny house community, or if you lived in a low income apartment complex or something. But I think people are just going to have to. We have such a mindset of the individual here in the United States, our individual rights, which is good to have individual rights. But we're so, pull ourselves up by our bootstraps, and we're going to do it ourselves, and so isolated from the connections to other people. And to survive in the upcoming decades and years, we're going to have to drop some of that, and we're going to have to band together and work together to get through different things. And people who do that will survive, and people who don't will have a really, really hard time. I think that's just my opinion. Jackie says, on my upgraded phone, spent so much on my something, by spent too much on my road bike. Oh, so maybe you can't get an upgraded phone. Okay. Um, who is this? Thank you, S. Anne Marie Morales. Oh my goodness, my bell is up there, and I don't want to get out and walk around to get my bell, but thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you. What a generous thing to do for a super chat. And S. Anne Marie says she's just saying hi. Love watching you, and I watch Grandma Lynn do her live while she goes for walks. That's for sharing what you know. God bless. Thank you very much. God bless you too, S. Anne Marie. I appreciate you. Um, uh, from now on, I gotta remember to have my bell next to me for super chats. But thank you. Um, uh, Vaughn says, hi, Christopher. I bet it wasn't even a full bag of groceries. I'm guessing it was a full bag, unless he got a couple of I don't know, unless he got some salmon or some a roast or two and a couple of other things, then it might not have been a full bag. I don't know. Martin says news just said Procter and Gamble is raising prices due to trade war. You know, I wonder how many people are using that as an excuse to raise prices. Now, I'm not saying that it's not that it hasn't raised prices. I believe it has, but I believe a lot of people are also jumping on the bandwagon and probably using this as their excuse. But I know this, at the time that prices are also going up, companies are laying off left and right. So it's a perfect storm, unfortunately, for a lot of people. Oh my gosh, it's 4:20. You guys, I'm going to have to get out of here. Caroline says I purchased a single burner camp stove from Walmart last year, was $21.99. Today I saw the same stove for $41. Wow. Wow. But you know what? I'm going to tell you, this is even crazy. Prices in thrift stores have gone up. Thrift stores. They're not even paying for their stuff. I'm talking about like Goodwill. They get their stuff donated that comes into the store. Their prices are going up on free stuff. Now tell me how the trade war is causing their prices to go up. Yeah, I could not believe it. Dresses that were $6.99 are now $12.99. Purses that were different things that were $8.99 are now $14.99. And this is stuff that's donated goods. Do you believe that? Well, listen, I gotta go. I'm sorry. I will see you guys next week. Hopefully Tuesday. We'll see. Who knows? We'll see. Hey, excuse me. Hey, Kuliana, it's good to see you. Glad you made it. All right, guys, really quick. Hey, life on the streets. Yes, the selling and letting go of stuff is probably the hardest thing. Yep. Hey, I think probably 90% of people in Vanlife have storage units. I really think so. All right, folks, I know I'm going to be missing a lot of comments, and I'm so sorry. Hey, Donald, I see you're in the house. Hello. All right, I'm going to go. But can anyone who has a channel that you want me to call out or shout out? Oh my gosh, I'm missing all these comments. I am so sorry. But can you put a C real quick so I can call you out so we can go over and show you some love? And if this is your first time in the house, can you put a number 1? Hey, postcards from Terry. Hello. So postcards from Terry is a content creator. If this is your first time in the house, would you put a number 1 so I can call you out? Hey, Blue Harrington. Hello. I'm just scrolling back to make sure that there's anything. Hey, Double X, how are you doing? If there's anyone that I haven't said hello to, I can at least say hello to real quick before I leave. But stay tuned next week. I'm going to be doing some. Hey, Enzo. Hello. How are you? Maggie Smith. I have an Android. Um. Oh, I'm reading the comments in the chat, Enzo. If you look, it's the comments in the chat. All right. Let me see if I have content creators here. Rose Cicero is a content creator, and I'm sorry, Rose. I'm looking at two different things. Enzo is a first time in the house. Welcome. You guys know what we do, Globies, how we welcome our newbies, and is also a content creator. So go over and show Enzo some love. Also, Outdoor Dash Travels, and when as a content creator, go over and show her some love. And can you also, my moderators, drop your links? Nora doesn't have a channel, but she has an art shop, artwork by Nora Keg at Etsy. And I tell you, beautiful artwork. I have some of her artwork, and it's just beautiful. Charlotte, first time in the house. Welcome, Charlotte. So glad you're here. Guys, go over and give Charlotte some love and say hello. Rosanny Designs Masquerade. Hello, any other hey, Nomad Life Hacker, welcome. I'm glad to see you. Oh, you don't have a channel, Enzo. Okay, just a first time viewer. Well, glad that you came in out of the woods into the chat. And Nomad Life Hacker, thank you for being here. Folks, I got to go. I got to get with Jay. We're getting ready. I'm getting packed and stuff. Whew, I still haven't done a tour of this van, but I will be doing one day. I'm not even going to say when. I'll probably get the other two before I get this one done, because this one is going to be going to a new home. I love this. I love this van. I love it, but it's not, I don't know. It's not comfortable. It really only has one bed, and the second one is in the front, but it's not the most comfortable, although we have rigged up something with the help of Pascal to make a second bed up front. But this van is, but the other van, oh my goodness, it sleeps too. But anyhow, you'll see. You'll see. I gotta go. I love each and every one of you. Tina's the outsider, is a content creator. So go over, excuse me, and show her some love. And I gotta hit the road. I will see you guys next week. And I hope I'll be able to do a live next week. I don't know where I'll be. I don't know if I'll have internet, but we'll see. And I don't have Starlink yet, but I'm probably going to break down and come up with the money and buy it. But we'll see. Love you, and I will see you guys next time. Let me see if I'm able to end this stream. And have a great weekend, you guys. Have a wonderful the rest of your week, and I'll see you next time.